Thanks again, Tom. Thanks for everybody for coming out again this afternoon. Talk a little bit about our Fort Hays State game. Played a very solid Division II program. I thought our kids competed and played hard all game. It was a good sign. We made good strides as a program. We really did. Frustrating on a couple ends, especially on the special teams end, as I'm the special teams coordinator. We had a coordinator. We had a pretty good chance there going into the third quarter. We get a big stop on defense and fumble a punt, which is really the first time we've done that all year with a guy who's been extremely solid for us. And watching that tape even more, probably, that hurt is we probably should have blocked the punt, had a guy come free, missed it. So we had a couple opportunities early, I think, to put ourselves in a situation to get back in it. Our defense stood up, held them to a field goal, kept us in the game. Later on, we got a chance to drive down to the 9-yard line and had a field goal block that was returned the other way. And really, those two special teams miscues in the second half, I thought, were the difference between us giving ourselves a chance late in that fourth quarter. I credit our players and our coaches. Our kids continued to battle, play throughout the end of that game, try to get back into it. So we made some strides as a program. We need to build off of that. We need to find a way overall to make those plays that make a difference. Quit giving other opportunities and get another victory on the board against a solid Division II opponent, and that's certainly what Nebraska Kearney is as they come in this weekend. Very similar to Fort Hays State with their overall talent. Very strong physical front on the defensive side. Interesting offensive scheme for them. They've went through 4 quarterbacks, and if you look at their record, I think that's probably why they struggled early on, but they have a 2-game winning streak. They went down, beat Central Missouri last week, and they've got one of their quarterbacks back. If you guys watch Oregon football at all, excuse me, they're probably as close to what you're going to see at the University of Oregon there, an up-tempo. It's not really a true triple option, but that's kind of how you have to play it from a defensive standpoint. So they're going to put the ball in the quarterback's hands. They're going to tempo you, and they're going to have a lot of different options on that end. So they're a talented football team that's kind of started hitting a couple cylinders, won some back-to-back games, and it'll be a fun game out here. It'll be a good Division II college football game on Saturday. Any questions I can answer for you about our performance against Fort Hays or our upcoming game this week against Kearney?
In viewing the film, offensively, it looked like we moved the ball. We were had our opportunities, and of course, like you said, we drove down to the 9, didn't get it in. But overall, what would be your observation on the offense for the week?
I was impressed with what we did offensively. We're doing a great job up front. Our O-line, Coach Ackerman's done a tremendous job with our offensive line. You've really seen them hit their peak the last 3 weeks. We played Missouri Southern, then Presentation, then Fort Hays. But between Missouri Southern and Fort Hays, those are 2 very good defensive front football teams. Our O-line stood toe-to-toe with them and played extremely hard. And I was real impressed how we've moved the football. We've kept balance on our offense. I think that's been the key, and had the ability to get it to our playmakers. And right now, our running backs are our best playmakers. And when Ja River has the football in his hands and Chris Sadi, there's some special things that happen out there. Here's one of our plays from Saturday we scored on. We actually stole this from the Carolina Panthers. So we called this Panther. We worked it all week. We're looking for a wrinkle down inside that 10-yard line. A little bit of a deception play. And Chris Sadi, the beautiful thing about Chris being about 5'8", is he can hide right behind that line as we gave it to him. This is another play by Ja. When we're down in this area, he's a physical back with great vision. And so, again, those 2 guys have been tremendous for us. Ja's on track to continue, maybe possibly hit that 1,000-yard mark. And Chris has just done a solid job of running with the football, and both of them catching the ball out of the backfield.
It looked like you might have lost a receiver.
Yeah, Bernice Berger had a grade 3 separation of his shoulder. Bernice will be gone for the rest of the season. And that's tough. We've lost 2 of our senior captains this. Jonathan Tristeo early in the season to a neck injury. He was our senior captain on defense. And Bernice Berger now our offensive captain, with a separated shoulder. So that's always tough when it's your senior year. Those guys have been leaders in this program, are going to be extremely successful in life and what they're doing academically, but always tough when they can't finish their senior year.
Hey, Coach, your defense looks like they're coming along without giving the big plays anymore, making them earn it a little bit better. Is that a difference in coaching philosophy? Have we changed a little bit, or the kids actually stepping up here and growing?
I think we've just gotten better. I don't think we've changed the way we've coached from when we got here this spring to now. I think it's a credit to our coaches to stay on the course, continue to work with our guys, and it's a credit to our players to getting better. We did a great job. We've made a couple personnel changes. We moved Deshaun Scott to corner. His speed really gives us an extra burst on the back end. But more important, we tackled better. Early on, if you watch some of our early games and where we struggled on some of those things, we're tackling better, and that was really a positive sign.
What are the as you look at this progress in these 3 games that we're going to play in a row against 3 quality Division II opponents. What are your goals for this 3 as we move forward and try to get better and work ourselves into a true D2 program?
Yeah, one of the things we've talked about with our players, and 2 things, is play hard and execute. When we turn that tape on, are you playing hard every down? And I think we've hit that threshold after watching that game, and then the execute part, and that's where we've got to clean it up. We've got to execute all 3 phases consistently, and we've gotten better. We turned the ball over just 1 time on offense last week, and that was a late pick, and then that was an issue for us early on. So that execution's been better. We've been better with our execution, with our blitz timing defensively, and our attacking defensively, and we got to be more consistent on special teams. We've got to change the game on special teams and not allow these teams to have those big plays. And I think if we continue to stay the course on that, we're going to be in good shape. And I know one thing, our kids are going to fight, they're going to compete, and they're going to keep getting better.
You still are using a little bit of a 2-quarterback system. Explain a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish with that.
Yeah, when we made a decision to not redshirt Evan after the second game of the season, we wanted to make sure that he was getting some time. And so, at the beginning of every second quarter, we put Evan in the game and at least let him start that second quarter. And if he's gotten hot, we've stayed with him. And so Mike's done a tremendous job for us, but we thought it was important to develop 2 quarterbacks, and Evan's continually gotten better. I thought probably played his best game on Saturday. You've seen him playing about 8 to 10 different series, move the ball effectively. And in college football, talking about this Nebraska Kearney team that's lost 4 quarterbacks, you've got to get experience to these guys, and having 2 of them that have the ability to play has been a major. It's been a positive for us.
As the season has gone along, how's the wear and tear on the teams? Because we're playing better quality people, larger teams, more physical.
Yeah, the bye week helped a lot going into this game. We got banged up pretty good. This was a physical football game on Saturday. So we lost Bernice at our tight end spot. Cam and Luna went out for a while. Now, it's part of the reason we had some issues with our PAT field goal. Both those guys are starters for us on our PAT field goal unit. So we had some bumps and bruises. It was a physical game, and it'll be just as physical, if not more, with Nebraska Kearney coming in this week, because they'll smack you in the mouth, and we're going to punch back.
Any other questions before he introduces Joey?
I'll ask one question because somebody else will ask it. Because I said on the air, Ryan and I were both talking about the play right before the half. With a half a second left, they scored a touchdown. It's funny because I had 2 people text me whose car ramp is right on the goal line. Now, I'm not saying either, but they both said that guy did not get in. And I said on the air that I thought the official kind of anticipated the guy was going to score and made an early touchdown call. Anything that you can tell us from a player's perspective on that particular play?
When you look at the play, again.
Remember, Stacy, we're not in the conference.
Right, I'm not going to get fined on this one, right? Yeah, I got to look at Dick and see if he'll pay the fine on that one. But it was a tough call. It really was. Now, in the game of football, I thought Jordan Bell did a tremendous job. He drove it. We let them get in their formation early, ran down, caught a last-second timeout, wanted to know exactly what they're doing. We had a great concept. He drove the football right where you want him to drive it, and with 5.6 seconds on the clock, they got a chance of leaving halftime with nothing, not even a field goal. And, when you watch the tape and things happen fast, and at our level there's no instant replay, but it's certainly and I'm pretty biased too, it certainly looked like not only did he stop him short, but the ball was rolling out early. And it's a tough one, but, like I tell our guys, we will worry about the things we can control. We have no control over that. We certainly have a control of catching a punt. We certainly have a control of making sure we can block on the field goal side of things and not allowing that to be an issue. But that was a tough one going to half, but that's college football. It's going to happen, and so we got to move on, and I think it's more important about how we handle those things than it is looking back and trying to turn the page, move forward, and learn from our mistakes. I'm going to bring up Joey Oberndorfer. Joey's a senior wide receiver for us. He's from San Diego. He's an interdisciplinary sciences major for us. And again, like the quality young men we brought up here before, I'd like to introduce Joey.
How you doing? Joey Oberndorfer, IS major from San Diego, California, wide receiver number 12.
What brought you to South Dakota School of Mines, Joey?
Well, when I first heard about South Dakota School of Mines was from Jamie Dale, who went to the same high school I did. I came up, went on a tour. The academics were great. Noticed the football team, had a tryout, loved it. So I figured get a great education and play football and keep me motivated.
You're one of those guys that started on one side of the ball and now switched over to the other side. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about how that switch has come about.
Well, earlier in my high school days, I played wide receiver, and then when I came here, I was playing free safety. Honestly, always had a knack for wide receiver, always loved it. When things at free safety weren't really working out, we had guys who were really stepping up. I thought I could really help the offensive side of the ball, so I went back to wide receiver, and things have been working out great.
You got a couple touchdown catches this year?
Yes, sir, too.
Questions for Joey?
As an IS major, what do you plan to do after you graduate?
A particular career path hasn't been chosen yet, but as long as I stay with the medical field, I think I'll be okay. Physical therapy has been looking nice right now, so looking to some physical therapy schools. If that doesn't work out, I know I've got a great degree to work on, and I can always figure it out.
What makes a good receiver?
I think a great receiver, I think honestly a great football player takes preparation, and to be a receiver you have to watch the defense, you have to be in tune with your quarterback. It just takes a team effort, so when I'm out there it's not all about me, it's about, if the O-line blocks, then the quarterback reads, the running back blocks, and then if I'm able to catch the ball, and I think preparation by the entire team makes me great.
Have you enjoyed the switch to offensive wide receiver?
I've enjoyed it very much. I'm having a great time.
Tell us a little bit about the offense and where you fit in and how you see it progressing.
Well, the offense this year has been doing great. We've been progressing well. Honestly, I play my role however I can. I get in when I can. I block when I can. I catch when I can. I see the offense moving in a great direction. Our preparation is excellent. The quarterbacks do their job. O-line does their job. Wide receivers do their job. Running backs do their job. Honestly, by the entire offense, we go in, game plan, prepare, and execute as well as we can.
What's been your highlight so far of your career, Joey?
Honestly, the highlight of my career is just being on this team. I'm excited to get out there and play every down. Whether I'm blocking or catching a pass, it doesn't matter. It's just it's a great time to be out there, and I love it.
Other questions?
Can we see that touchdown dance?
I think you'll have to come to the next game to see another touchdown dance, but
Thank you very much, Joey.
thank you.